If you feel like you're just going through life and it's just average, but you're trying to be great or have a level of greatness, here are 4 things you can do right now in this video. It's going to be a fun one, so keep watching. Welcome back to the Chasing a Greater Vision podcast. I'm your host, Rickey Jasper. Today's topic is how to really go from good to great, how to go from good to excellent. This is something that I am obsessed with because good and average, while they're fine, sometimes we want to hit that next level. And what do we do to get there? So there are 4 things that we're going to go through. I'm going to go ahead and list them out for you right now. So we got some high level notes. Number 1, expect more and give more. Number 2, realize that other people are watching you. Number 3, opportunities are waiting. And number 4, excellence is a habit. Now, I'm obsessed with this because I'm obsessed with metrics. I'm obsessed with looking at areas where I'm good at, but I really want to be great at. And that's a little caveat. Not everything you're going to want to be great at. I used to play the saxophone. I was good at it. I didn't aspire to be great at it. I used to play the piano. I was fine at it. I didn't aspire to be great at it. So those things don't bother me when I'm not great at it, But what does bother me is areas that I really want to be great at, being a podcaster and speaking and those things I want to be great at. So there are things that I have to do to push me to a level where I'm like, I really want to dial this thing in. It's going to take more effort and attention. It's going to take more attention to detail. It is a thing where I can tangibly say, this is an area that I want to be great at. If you have areas that you want to be great at, but you're just good at, I really hope that you take something from this video, and I really hope that you implement these in your life to push you to your self-defined greatness, your self-defined excellence. So we're going to get into our tips and tricks. These are 4 things that I'm currently doing, that I'm consistently doing, that has helped me in the past become great and excellent in areas, that is helping me right now really focusing on becoming great and excellent in areas that I hope you take with you. Number 1, expect more and give more. Expectations, it's such a deep and kind of weighty topic for 2 different reasons. One is you have to have realistic expectations of life because not everything is sunshine and rainbows. That's one aspect of it. But that doesn't mean that you should not expect more from yourself. Expecting more from you, expecting more from the people around you, expecting more from your life is a good and healthy thing, because what that does is that does not allow you to stay stagnant. It does not allow you to just be around people who are just going along to get along. What it does, it pushes you to be very intentional. Expect more and give more. The reason why I say give more is because if you want to be an excellent at something, you're going to have to give more. I want to be excellent at podcasting. I have to give more time, attention to detail of this podcast. I have to consistently revise and talk to Mason about, hey, how are we going to update this podcast? If you watch the first videos that we put out in January, you watch this video now, you will see the different nuances, the different things that we added, the different things that we pulled, the different, lighting, just different things that we're saying, hey, we're going to give more to consistently improving this because we expect more out of ourselves. When you expect more out of you, you will give more, because an expectation without giving anything, you're just going to be stagnant. So in order to get from good to great, you really have to look yourself in the eye and say, hey, is this an area where I can really take a step forward? In my relationship, I talk about this in a lot of videos because I think it's very important. I expect it to be a great relationship. Is every day going to be great? Absolutely not. But I have to give more. What do I have to give more? I have to give more present time, because in the past I wasn't giving present time. Okay, present time helps because that feeds my fiance's love language. I have to make sure that I am doing my daily tasks around the house, just like, she has hers, to keep the house up and running, because what that does is that fosters intimacy. Now, sometimes giving that gives more time that I would rather be relaxing. But at the end of the day, if I expect a great relationship, I can't, cut corners in certain things because it allows me to feel better. Your expectation and you're expecting more of yourself and giving more of yourself is not always going to feel the best. Excellence does not always feel good. I love fitness. I love watching, all high caliber athletes, football, basketball, CrossFit, High Rocks, all these people. And I look at them and I'm like, man, they're always in uncomfortable positions and they're in discomfort. They look so great doing it because they're giving so much of themselves and they expect so much more. But doesn't mean that they sit and feel good. We sit back on a couch on Sundays and watch football while people are getting hit and their fingers broken and their legs broken on a Sunday. They're giving more of themselves on a Sunday than we are because they expect more of themselves in that area. Whatever your area is that you're expecting more, that's going to be your Sunday. You are going to be giving more where you feel like your legs are broken and your fingers are broken because you're giving more in that area. That is what it takes. So number 2, realize that other people are watching. I love this because it gives you some skin in the game. Some of you all are watching and you have kids and you are setting an example for your kids. I cannot wait, God willing, until we have kids, because I'm like, that is a little tiny human that is looking at me and watching my actions more than they're hearing my words. So I have to make sure that I am acting in excellence, because this is something that I can't do just in general. I have a tough time telling people what to do if I'm not capable or I'm not willing to do it myself. Leadership is something that I love. I love leading people. Leadership is tough because leadership is like you lead from the front, and I would never do something I would never expect something or tell someone to do something that I would not do myself or that I haven't done myself. So all of these things that I talk about, that's why it's the cool thing about this podcast is as I grow, I'm doing more, I'm gaining more tools. So I feel like I have more breath to talk about things. I'll never give anybody parental advice until I'm a parent at all, because I'm like, that's not my realm. That's not what I do. I can't sit and, point the finger at you. You should do this. No. One, I would never do that anyway, but I'm not even in that realm. But I do know that other people are watching you, right? And I do know, because I am a child, I'm not a child now, I'm a grown man, but my dad and my mom are people who I watch consistently. And so by me watching them, I was like, oh, they realize that I was watching them, so they did certain things that I'm like, oh, these things just come second nature. They consistently focus on their fitness and healthy habits and the way that they communicate to each other and the way that they communicate to us. And they really instilled a level of discipline and self-discipline and self-worth and self-value in us, because I was like, oh man, they realize that we're watching, so they're doing that themselves, and I want to do that as well. Doesn't matter where you're at. If you want to be excellent at something, use the fact that other people are watching you to be a driving force that, to put your best foot forward. Because if you want excellence out of others, and this is where it really ties in, you have to expect and you have to be giving excellence out of yourself, because those other people are watching you and they are going to follow in your footsteps. They're going to follow in line and they're going to give the effort that you give. If you're not giving that effort, you cannot expect other people to give that effort either. Number 3, opportunities await. For excellence, for giving excellent effort, and for having excellent outcomes because of that excellent efforts, opportunities and doors open. You will see this consistently, me saying getting at bats. The more that you act in excellence, the more that you act in greatness and do those things and go above and beyond, opportunities will inevitably open up. The reason being is because not everybody wants to do it, and that's okay. I don't have a heaven or hell to put anybody in. If you want to sit on the couch all day, every day, twice on Sunday, I don't care. That's great. If that's the thing that makes you happy, I say do that every day, right? But if you want to give a little bit more in aspects of life that allow you to grow, that allow opportunities to open up, realize that not everybody wants that. So it actually puts you in a percentage of people who are doing something that not everybody wants to do, because it's hard, because the work is difficult. There's a reason why there's only a few thousand people in the NFL. There's a reason why there's only 450 people in the NBA. It's because not everybody's that skilled, but definitely not everybody wants to do the work. There's a lot of people who are NBA skilled, but they don't want to do the NBA work. They don't want to go through all the politics. They don't want to go through all the workouts. They don't want to do that. They don't want to get the at-bats. So their opportunities are limiting because they just don't want to do the work. If you want to do the work, there's always going to be opportunities for you. For me, I realized I had to call myself out. I'm like, I really want to be speaking on these stages. I want to be doing this. I'm like, I'm not doing the work. So how can opportunities be opened up? Because I'm not even giving any effort. Therefore, I'm not even giving excellent effort. So how can I expect excellent opportunities? In order to get excellent opportunities, put the excellent effort and the work in, because it's going to separate you. And when you do that over time, you develop a level of confidence in yourself and you develop trust in other people, because they know when they get you, when you show up, this is how you show up. This is the standard that you set for yourself, and they know that you are not going to compromise that standard. I think that's the coolest thing. I'm obsessed with people who have a standard and they don't compromise that standard. And there was this guy that he keeps popping up on Instagram, and he's a sales guy. His name's Elliot. Hopefully I'll tag him in this clip, but I don't know why he kept popping up, but he said one thing that got me to follow him, which I thought was funny, but I was like, oh, I get it. He was like, if you work for my company and you cheat on your girlfriend or your wife, you're fired. He's like, because if you will cheat on the person that's the closest to you, he's like, you will come to work every day, you will cheat on yourself, you'll cheat on your workouts, you cheat on all these other things in life because that's the most intimate person that's next to you. So how can I trust you to do these things? And I thought, man, that's an interesting take because it's like, you're cheating on something that's important. So I cannot trust you over time to consistently come and not cheat this thing here that inevitably is less important than the people that you have in your household. And opportunity awaits for people who give excellence on a consistent basis, and they're consistent across the board. And excellence looks different from everybody else, but it definitely doesn't look like average. So whatever your excellence is, you have to find that because it's going to look different. You know, my excellent fitness level is not going to be the NFL. That's going to be it for someone, but it's not going to be it for me. It's not what I want it to be it for me. So find your level and give that level every single day. And number 4, excellence is a habit. Greatness is a habit. These things are habitual. The other ethos of chasing greater vision is habit-based, is really getting in line with the right habits. Most people know what to do. If I ask you how to lose weight, how to be fitter, even if you are 900 pounds, you can say, well, eat a little bit healthier, go out for a walk. Most people know what to do, how to show up better in your relationship. Put my phone down, be present and, feed into the other person's love language. Boom. The habit standpoint and the actual execution, a lot of people don't do, right? I have not done it in the past. And there's areas where I'm like, I still need to get better at it because it's a habit. If you focus on small habit changes to get you to operating better, to get you from, I'm operating fair to good, to above average, to kind of great, to great, those are amazing steps because it's saying, hey, I'm putting myself in a good habit, in a good habit trend. Greatness isn't going to happen tomorrow. It's not going to happen, overnight. It's going to take time, but it's the effort and it's the habits and it's the constant progression that builds you and that builds the other people around you. Good to great is that whole thing. It's not something that comes easy, and it's a fun process because it makes and it forces you to level up, and it forces you to look at areas in your life that you want to level up that you're not doing. It forced me to say, okay, I really need to really focus on getting on these stages and speaking. And now I'm saying it now because I'm like, hey, we're in the early stages of some of this stuff. I have to do it and I have to level up. And if you don't see me doing this in the next few years, it's like, you can say, Ricky just wasn't leveling up. So good and average to great and excellence. You do that by 1, expecting more and giving more of yourself, giving more time, energy, attention to detail of where you want to go. Number 2, realize that other people are watching, other people are getting inspired by you, other people are using you as their model for success. Give them something to follow, give them something to really be excited about. Number 3, opportunities are waiting. Opportunities always wait people who operate at a high level and who are consistent at a high level and who expect a lot out of themselves. Because when you expect a lot out of yourself, you don't need other people to tell you what to do. You don't need other people to motivate you. You have an expectation of you. That's easy for other people because they're like, I just want to give this person opportunities because I can just let them do their thing and I trust the product that's going to happen and the byproduct that's going to happen because of them being there in my organization, in this relationship, within my lifestyle, whatever it is. And number 4, excellence is a habit. It's going to take time. Habits take time. You're not always going to be great at habits. Sometimes you're going to break habits. Sometimes you're going to go and you're going to be like, I did this 21 days. And I think the habit of excellence and going from good to great is there. And then you're going to stop doing it and you're going to have to readjust. That's a part of it. Habits take time. Whatever habits you do have, I always say habit stack. Take something that you consistently do and just try to slowly build on it, slowly build on it, slowly build on it. You do that over time and you're going to see that your greatness and the excellence is going to start shining through because you're going to see the opportunities happen. You're going to see people really be inspired by you. You're going to start to feel so much more confident in what you're doing. You're going to be more present. You're not just going to be floating through life because you're like, I want every day to wake up and operate in a spirit of excellence because it feels really good. I feel good. I feel like I'm making an impact versus just going along to get along. So before we close this out, our word of the day is opportunity. I love that because just operating in excellence, it's like, why do we do that? Because it gives us greater opportunity. Now, what that opportunity is, I don't know what your opportunity is. It could be to help more people. It could be to earn more money. It could be to have a better relationship. Whatever your opportunity is, I don't know. But the beautiful thing is, it opens up a world of possibilities because you are operating on a different level. You think of a building. You go up to, you get in an elevator, you go to the next level, you open a door. Oh, it's a new thing. You go up another, it's a new thing. You have access to different levels because you are operating in excellence, and you have access to different floors of life and opportunities that people just don't have because you are willing to do the work to go from good to great, to go from average to excellence. So I hope that this video helped. We are going to try to consistently and habitually go from good to great, from average to excellence on a daily basis. If this helped you, like, comment, share, subscribe. If you want to talk to me about it, you just want to have a discussion, comment, DM me. I love having conversations. So that's it for this episode. I'll see you next time. Peace. Thank you all so much for watching the Chasing a Greater Vision podcast. If you like this podcast, please like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, send it to friends, use a carrier pigeon, do whatever you have to do. We hope that this inspires you to chase your greater vision in your life and for us to continually and consistently do it together.